there is one SUV that refuses to behave like every other luxury SUV on the road. Not because it's the fastest, not because it's the most expensive, and not because it has the biggest screen. It stands out because it understands something many luxury brands have forgotten. Real luxury isn't about showing off. It's about how a vehicle makes you feel every single time you open the door. And according to everything we've researched so far, the upcoming 2027 Lincoln Navigator Black Label could be the clearest example of that idea yet. But here's the surprising part. Lincoln isn't trying to beat Cadillac by making the Navigator louder. It isn't trying to copy BMW's sporty personality. It isn't trying to chase Mercedes with hundreds of flashing lights or complicated technology. Instead, Lincoln appears to be building something completely different. Something calmer, something more elegant, something designed to make every drive feel less stressful and every journey feel first class. And honestly, that might be exactly what luxury SUV buyers have been waiting for. Welcome back to Future Pro Cars. If this is your first time here, you're in the right place, because we don't just look at new cars. We explore the design. We explain the technology. We talk about real ownership costs. We compare them with their biggest rivals. And most importantly, we help you decide whether these vehicles deserve your money before they ever reach your driveway. Today, we're taking a deep look at one of the most anticipated luxury SUVs expected to arrive over the next few years: the 2027 Lincoln Navigator Black Label. Before we begin, here's something important. Lincoln has not officially revealed every detail about a 2027 Navigator Black Label. Some specifications may change before production. But according to our research, Lincoln is expected to continue evolving its newest Navigator design language while adding more premium technology, smarter driver assistance systems, improved comfort, and an even more luxurious ownership experience. So throughout this video, we'll separate confirmed information from educated expectations based on Lincoln's current direction. Now, let's talk about the first thing everyone notices: the design. Because whether you're a Lincoln fan or not, this SUV is almost impossible to ignore. The moment you see it sitting in front of you, finished in deep metallic black, it immediately feels different from almost everything else in this segment. Black paint has always looked good on large luxury SUVs, but on the Navigator Black Label, it creates an entirely different personality. The paint doesn't simply reflect sunlight, it seems to absorb it. During the day, the body appears smooth, elegant, and incredibly expensive. At sunset, the black paint begins showing subtle reflections that completely change the shape of the SUV. And at night, combined with Lincoln's signature lighting, it almost looks like a concept vehicle that somehow escaped the auto show floor. According to our research, Lincoln is expected to continue using its illuminated front grille together with a full-width LED light bar. This has quickly become one of the company's signature design features. The lighting stretches confidently across the entire front of the SUV, creating a look that is clean, modern, and instantly recognizable. Unlike some luxury SUVs that rely on oversized grilles or aggressive styling to attract attention, the Navigator seems confident enough to let simple design do the talking. And that's exactly why it feels so premium. Move closer to the front, and you'll begin noticing details many people completely miss. The grille itself is massive, but instead of looking heavy, it looks carefully sculpted. Every chrome accent appears precisely placed. Nothing feels random. The famous Lincoln star sits proudly in the middle, glowing softly as you approach the vehicle. That small welcome animation might only last a few seconds, but it reminds you that someone spent time thinking about how this SUV should greet its owner. Luxury isn't always about horsepower. Sometimes, luxury is simply making someone smile before they even sit inside. The hood stretches long and flat, giving the Navigator incredible road presence. Strong shoulder lines run from the headlights toward the rear, making the SUV appear even longer than it already is. Large wheel arches give the body confidence without making it look overly aggressive. Everything feels balanced. Everything feels intentional. And that may be the biggest difference between the Navigator and many competitors. It doesn't appear to be trying too hard. According to our research, Lincoln could offer wheel sizes reaching up to 24 inches on higher trims. Finished in dark metallic designs with polished accents, these wheels perfectly match the black exterior. They're large enough to command attention, yet elegant enough not to overpower the vehicle's overall appearance. From the side profile, the Navigator continues impressing. Its proportions remain classic. The roofline stays straight instead of sloping dramatically like some newer SUVs. That decision isn't just about appearance. It means better headroom, more cargo space, better visibility, and a more comfortable experience for passengers sitting in every row. Sometimes practical decisions create the best design. Dark privacy glass blends beautifully with the black paint. Chrome window surrounds add just enough contrast without becoming distracting. The door handles sit flush against the body, helping improve airflow while giving the SUV a cleaner profile. Even the mirrors appear thoughtfully designed, housing cameras, sensors, heating elements, and lighting without looking bulky. Walk toward the rear, and you'll discover one of the Navigator's strongest design features: the full-width LED taillight. Walk toward the rear. The full-width LED taillight. It stretches across the entire width of the tailgate, making the SUV instantly recognizable after sunset. The illuminated Lincoln lettering adds another premium touch. It isn't loud, it isn't flashy, it simply looks expensive. The lower bumper remains clean, with subtle chrome finishes and carefully integrated exhaust outlets. Nothing appears fake. Nothing looks forced. Everything works together. Standing behind the Navigator, one thought becomes impossible to ignore. This SUV doesn't look like it's chasing trends. It looks like it was designed to stay beautiful for years. And in the luxury market, that matters far more than following short-term fashion. Now here's something interesting. Many luxury SUVs become outdated surprisingly fast. A few years later, the giant screens feel old. The strange styling choices begin looking dated. The trendy lighting effects lose their excitement. But Lincoln seems to understand that timeless design often ages much better than dramatic design. That's why the Navigator feels so mature. It isn't trying to impress teenagers. It's trying to impress successful adults who value comfort, craftsmanship, and confidence. And judging by the response we've already seen, that strategy might be working. But here's where the story becomes even more interesting. Because according to our research, the exterior may not even be the biggest reason buyers fall in love with this SUV. Once those doors open, Lincoln appears ready to reveal an interior that could completely change how people think about American luxury. And that's exactly what we'll explore next.